Okay. All right. Hello, everybody. Can you hear me? Can you see me? Can you hear me? Can you see me? We're back. Today's a new day. Today is a new day. There's a new day, whatever it is. There's a new day. 159 day streaming. And today is the 17th of November, 2025. I was a bit delayed. I tell you why I was delayed. Thank you, Claire. Thank you. Good to see you, Alex and MC Scott and Janet. Thank you. And Joe is here. Thank you. I've had a very, haven't had maybe a slightly busy day. I mean, busy for me. I had to speak to the lawyers that are dealing with one of my old accounts. I have a very, I don't know what to say. Very mixed. Darklands is here. Thank you very much. A very mixed financial thing. I owed. I'm not going to say who I owed money to, but I owed somebody money, and I said I'd pay in. And they were on the phone to me for about like an hour. It was like just. I said enough. I started screaming at the lady. I shouldn't do that. Hey all. Oh, change to all chat. Okay, brilliant. Thank you for reminding me. Thank you, Keith. Let me go up here to. I have been watching. I just noticed this thing. I didn't even realize how late I was in opening up everything. So I want to apologize to everybody. And let me turn my phone off as well. I'm turning my phone off as well. Yesterday's show was one of the worst. It was one of the worst for me. I don't know. Maybe it didn't feel that bad. Oh my God. It didn't feel that bad for you, but it felt bad. It felt bad for me. Okay. So we've got that. Let me just go to the YouTube. Hold on a second. Whoops, the YouTube. And now I'm going to go live chat. Are you all on live chat yourself? Everybody. Mr. Steve McCuff is here. Steve is here. Thank you very much for coming back, Steve. Or for coming. Not even coming back. I mean, not that you ever went anywhere, but thank you for being here today. We got some things we're going to discuss today. I mean, I'll tell you what happened. I mean, I had to call my bank. I owed my bank money. And for some reason, I was sending them money every month. And then it got disconnected. And they sent me a letter, and I don't read the letter. And because I didn't read the letter, they said, we can't take the money that you've been sending us. You've got to discuss a whole new thing. I'll be back in a second. Anyway, okay, sorry. Oh, I'm back. I'm back. There we go. Joodles is here. Beautiful Joodles is here. Ron Smith is here. XZ81 fan. You're an XZ81 fan. I guess that's a Nissan, right? Yeah, that's the extent I know about cars. Ron Smith is here. Thank you for coming back. So So I was speaking to my bank. It wasn't my bank. It wasn't even the lawyers for my bank. It's the lawyers for the lawyers. I've been on the never never with this payment for like forever, and I didn't pay it by accident. And I called them up and I said, "Listen, let me pay it. Let me continue paying it." They said, "No, we've got to investigate all of your stuff, all of your stuff." And I said, "Do you have to?" And they did. And then she took an hour, and then I called back an hour later. Anyway, so I got really upset. I shouldn't have. You can't get upset at these people. I'm not really upset. It was just the extended nature of the whole event. Okay, of the whole event. So that's what happened today. Yesterday's shows were horrific. I don't care what you say. And maybe you didn't even notice that they felt bad from me. I mean, these things go up and they go down. I don't have an audience here. I mean, you're here. You're here. I mean, but I'm basically looking at myself. I'm looking at how bad my hair looks, which it looks horrible. I'm wearing my Green Day t-shirt. I've been told today, oh, no, this ZX81 is a 1980s computer. Okay, it's not the car. What was the Nissan car called? Z280? What is that? So it was a computer from. That's okay, good. I don't know if we had those in America, but you had them here. We could talk about computers because I used to be big on computers, and then my memory got bad, and I'm not that good at it. Anyway, yesterday's shows was really bad. We're not talking about it, so don't say it was good. Don't say it was bad. Don't say it was bad. Something about Mary Hair Day. Yeah, this bit here. This bit here. Maybe I should go comb it. Should I go inside and comb it? Maybe I should comb it to make me look better. Can you hear me? Can you see me? There's the Nissan Z. Exactly. The Nissan Z. And I remember hearing that joke about Nissan where they go to the guy and they say, "Can you come up with a new name for our car?" And they said, "When do you need the new name for?" He says, "We need it tomorrow." And he said, "Datsun." Datsun, because the car was called a Datsun. I mean, it sounds like a Russ joke. It's not a bad joke. The loan sharks are after Lewis. Well, kind of, sort of. I mean, really. I mean, kind of, sort. I mean, what do you consider loan sharkery? I mean, really, I should just make. I don't know. Ever since they fired me from GB News, and I have been fired. Maybe I shouldn't discuss it. Well, they can do whatever they want to do. They don't have to hire me. They don't have to be using me. My financial situation has turned very bad. And then I had to spend many thousands on something, which I don't want to say. If I would say it if it was my business, but it's not my business. It's a cold one tonight. You might have to fire up the stove later. It might be a cold one tonight, but not here in Southwark's, council flat where I am. Let's see what the temperature is going to be tonight. It's going to be 5 degrees, 4 degrees, 3 degrees. It's going to be 3 degrees. That's for England. That's cold. For London, that's cold. Maybe where you guys up are in the north. I'm going to comb my hair. I'm going to take a break in a second and comb my hair. So that's what I was thinking. I was thinking that what was I talking about? Whether it was cold or warm. I had to pay this amount, but at least I've done something, and that's the most important thing. Remember, and I think some people might know this, like Joodles might know this, that I am only 1% industrious. So I do so little. So I just sat, and this has been a year that I have basically not opened my letters. I haven't opened my letters, and I have to open the letters. You have to open your letters. Okay? Joodles, you're totally right. I need to get a job. But who would hire a guy wearing a Green Day t-shirt and hair like this? That's the question. Who would? I only know one Green Day song, and I don't particularly like Green Day. They're like left-wing people, I think. I'm not sure exactly. Be a Walter Lewis. Be a Walter Lewis. Be a waiter. Be a waiter. Yeah, I've been a waiter. I could do that. I could do that. Maybe I could. Who wants to go to a restaurant and see me there? You think, well, is he the owner? Is he the failed owner? Is he the, who knows what I am? B&Q might hire you. Yeah, they might. Well, I'm not that bad I mean, I do things. I've used a screwdriver before. I know all the tools. I hate opening letters when I know their bill says MJ Tiger Fang. That's exactly me. And I just like turned off. Last time I turned off was 2009. Do you remember what happened in 2009? Or was it 2008? When did the economy totally collapse? I'm one of those people. I'm an embarrassment to myself. Warm Ellion, what's your favorite Green Day song? Before you ask me what mine is. Everybody tell me what yours is. You don't need to know what mine is. So I just basically turned off. But it seems like I'm doing more and more stuff. More and more stuff. Tomorrow, I'm going to deal with the major works in the building. They've done totally unnecessary major works. 2008. What was 2008? Is that when the whole economy collapsed? But by 2010, they visited me, and they said, "We're here to work on your finances." And a lovely lady came to my flat. I love when ladies come to my flat. I love ladies. I mean, I did not love her in that way. I was quite good, and she charged me £40 a week or a month. That Barclays was saying to me, we're charging. This is how Britain works, people. This is how Britain works. They rip you off, okay? And they know they're ripping you off. They've got a list of everyone they've ripped off. So when the government says the PPP or the PPI or the PP this, whatever, and if you think you've been ripped off, please contact us. So they expect you to contact them to tell them, and then you get a call from somebody who's saying, hey, we'll check to see if you've been ripped off. And if you've been ripped off, we want 25% of the amount that you've been ripped off when you get it back. And you go, okay, do that. Now that sounds nice for them to do, but they have a list of everybody who's been ripped off. Everyone. So they don't need to have you contact them. They should contact you, and they should say, Mr. Schaffer, that £40 a week you were spending, or maybe it was £40 a month. I don't remember how much it was. But that was done illegally. I'm not sure this is what happened in this situation. But that happens doesn't that happen in Britain? A lot, where the banks do something really bad. And they make you ask them, did you do something real? They go, oh, yes, we did. Yes, we did. When they know in advance they did something really bad. It's very classic. Okay. Oh, now we're talking about the songs. And so that's what happened with me. So 2010 was a bad year for me. And now we're talking about all the songs. The best Green Day song is Good Riddance. I don't know any Green Day songs. Okay, Claire says, neither do me. I don't think I do either. I'm an American Idiot. That's the only song that I know. I mean, they were so big. I guess they're still touring or something. Do reselling, Lewis. Buy cheap stuff and send them for more. Well, I had a pair of trousers that were given to me from Levi's, and I sold them for £10 very quickly. And I want to thank Claire for telling me how to do that, and that was quite good. So there you go. Do it on eBay. It's fun. It's fun to sell stuff. Yeah, maybe that's what we should all do. Or we should all come down to my place. You won't be if you come here, I live like, what's his name lives? Like Osmond Gold. I'm a bit of a mess. So what are some other songs are there that we like? Belfast Basket Case. That's a song, according to Steve Mr. Cuff. There are quite a few resellers on YouTube. Yeah. What do you mean? Do you think I should like say these are the clothes? Do you want to order them? I'm selling it for £5. But before I do, you could send it on Twitter or something. What do you think? Could we do that? I had an Italian mate who had his restaurant closed down, but when the bailiff visited, he had a large knife and told him to get lost. Don't, yeah, that's the bailiff. That's the bailiff. That's the bailiff. I mean, I don't think I'm not in that bad. I mean, I'm not saying I'm not in that bad a situation. I mean, I'd like to have enough money to fly to another country, when things go bad here. If they do go bad, I'm not saying they're going to go bad here. We could discuss them going bad. But have you been called by the bailiffs? People camp outside toy shops to buy Pokemon cards to resell for £25 profits each. Do they do that? They also lose money. I got a whole baseball card collection that's basically, it's possible, it's not worth anything in this country. I'm going to take it back to America. And even then, hi all. Little traffic today, made it home on time, says Gnome Hunter. And he's so young. You're so young. Hey, Gnome Hunter, so good to see you. Good to see you. Vinted, Alex says to Claire, is good too, but more fashion clothes based there than there is other stuff too, but more fashion clothes based there is other stuff too. I don't know what that means. Mark the Rosian is here. Hello, Mark. We're doing amazing. We're doing amazing. So he had right. So the point is, don't pull a knife out on the bailiffs, but you know what? Here's another example of like British stuff is how, like the parking rules and regulations, how the council has one set of parking rules in their parking lot, but a private parking didn't. I don't know whether that's still the rules. I haven't driven in about 13 years, but if you wanted to park, let's say you were parking in a private parking space, like the Morrisons in Peckham or something, and let's say you stayed overtime, they could send you a bill for £80, right? A parking ticket, okay? Let's say £80, and then you find out that they can only charge you what the going rate for parking is. Just because you're parking there, they can't fine you, or they couldn't fine. Does anybody know what I'm talking about here? Anyway, Gnome Hunter says he's happy to see people here, as I am. As I am. And these are the people. Everybody's here. We're all coming in. What is the Home Secretary saying, Janet? Hello, Janet. What is the Home Secretary saying? But let's say you're in the parking lot in Peckham that's owned by the council, and they give you a bill for some really, unknowable thing. They give you a fine. Okay, right? So Mr. Cuff says never pay a parking ticket at a private car park. Yeah, but they send you a parking ticket. So isn't that abusive if they can send that to you? You just can't give somebody an £80 ticket for walking into a shop. That's ridiculous. Okay? Right. So, but I'm in Peckham, and they have two pricings. They got one till 6 o'clock and one from 6 afterwards. And so I park the car, and I put money in the thing. It was like at 5 o'clock because I'm waiting for like 6 so I can get out of the car and go to the train station. Boom. They send me a ticket. And I mean, man, I used to get so many tickets from driving in New York too. This is how they make their money, from parking tickets. That's how I got to know Peckham Council, because they used to block people from going down Peckham Peckham Rye Lane. I think that's what it's called. The one that goes from Peckham Rye down to the train station. And they would make made £1 million a year. £1 million a year. Mark Therosian says they send you a parking ticket, then after a while threaten court with court action. Yeah, you got to pay immediately. When I was driving in New York, I used to carry a checkbook. This is when people had checkbooks in America. I think they still use checkbooks, possibly. And if I got a ticket, and used to get tickets all the time, I used to write it out and pay it right then and there, because it would kill you. It would absolutely kill you. You know, who put the wrong reg in once? If they put the wrong reg in, then you got to say to them, it's the wrong reg. LTNs are a fraud based on the climate host, says Ron Smith. I have to agree. They don't want people. It's not based on that. They don't want you to drive. They don't want you to drive. They want rich people to have their cars. Or there may be poor people who are going, we don't want rich people to have cars. And where I live, there are LTNs right near here in East Dulwich. We need a lean team machine. That does what, Joe? That does what? So that's the thing about a parking ticket. You could say never pay a private parking ticket. But how do you know? How do you know? You go into Morrison's and you stay 10 minutes too long and you get sent a ticket because they got the scanners there. But you don't know. I got a parking ticket in Malta because there used to be a yellow line painted. If you look really carefully, you could just about make it out. A few flecks of yellow paint between the potholes. Well, that's because where did they get the yellow lines from? It's like a British thing. The British thing. In New York, they've got signs, which are probably way more expensive to do. Okay, Janet says that they put the reg in. Son took it all the way and went to court, and he lost. Yeah, because basically, I mean, you can't trust judges. I don't want to go to court again. I've been to court a few times. I mean, I went to court during that time in in 2010 when the economy collapsed. And I don't know. Is Leanne back in the room? Where is Leanne? Back in the room. And me as Lewis's angels. Yes, you are both my angels. Any other angels? Please speak to Joe and Claire and Leanne. Here in Malta, they seem to water down the paint for road markings. They fade really quickly. Or maybe they don't put the road markings in enough. This whole idea of road markings is completely overdone. They hate cars. They hate people who drive cars. That's what it is. The Green Party, or the Lib Dems, or the whatever it is. Parking in Kent is relatively easy, says No Hunter, given that it's not a metropolitan hellhole, but private parking grounds have really strict rules here too. Council ones are okay, but a bit expensive. Yeah, I mean, the truth is, there's a rule, I think it's called Sterling's Law, about parking. I'm going to check this out because it's a very interesting thing. You just bear with me, everyone, while I check this out. What's going on here? There we go. I think it's called Sterling Parking Rules. Have you heard of this? I don't think maybe that's what it's called. No, it isn't. No, it's not called Sterling. It's called parking. Is that driving is safer with more congestion or traffic? I'm looking for this thing. It's quite an interesting thing. Um, that's in German. We don't need German. No, it doesn't say. It doesn't say. It doesn't say. Um, that's Quora, which is like a poor man's Reddit, I guess. I don't even know why I said poor man's Reddit, but it is that. I don't know what that is. Okay, let's go back on track. Let's go back on track. It said basically, I saw a thing that said the more congestion you have, the more driving around, the fewer road deaths. Maybe if I put that in here. How about that? I'll put that here. Road death and traffic. Okay. I'm looking here, and if I find it quickly. It's in Wikipedia. Let me just see if it's in Wiki. Um, Look at this. Look at the number of people being killed. This is amazing. It's gone. Basically unchanged. The high was 8,000 in 1964, and then it went down. It was up during the war. I guess people were speeding around like it was a war. It doesn't say. Anybody see this thing? Okay, it's not here. It's not here. I'm sorry, it's not here. I'll have to check somewhere else. Anyway, it's all about money. The Green Lib Dems, irrelevant parties. What does that mean? Greens and Lib Dems. What does that mean? Maltese. It's not too bad. It's not the paint that disappears with rain and traffic in the UK. It's the road surface. That's what Mr. Cuff says. You should go straight to financial ombudsman yourself. What does that? What in what way? What when? Who are you talking to, Donna? And how would that work? Did you see the article about hiding the JAB data by UKH? What is the JAB data? What is that? Let's see what that is. Now we've got. If you don't explain it, then I've got to go up here to see what that is. COVID jabs. Okay. Health chiefs accused of a cover up after failing to reveal that may link COVID jabs to excess deaths. Okay, well, there you go. I was talking about that on the radio today with Paul, and I was reticent to discuss it. But it's saying that COVID jabs, more excess deaths. Last year, cross-party group of 21 MPs, Danny Kruger and conservative Miriam Cates, expressed alarm about growing concerns over UK's. I mean, yeah, well, you can believe that. I mean, I am not vaccinated. They didn't reveal it because they wanted people to take it. And I was saying to my friend, oh, look at this. How many lives were saved by the COVID jabs in their first year? 12.2 million people. What a lie. Say 12 million people could have died. What an absolute lie. I don't believe that. 12.2 million people died. The fact is, we can discuss that if you want to discuss that. Well, we could discuss that. We could discuss that. The graph has nothing to do with speed. Vehicle safety has come a long way since the 1960s. But they said with the same vehicles, countries that have new drivers, don't have many cars because they're not rich, are unsafe, whereas Britain is a very safe driving country because there's way more cars and maybe people are trained better. Who knows? In Athens, you can literally park wherever one wants. I have seen double, triple, and even quadruple parked cars. The police don't do anything about it, and people care or don't care, says Gnome Hunter. Road markings mean nothing there. Well, and does that hurt the country? Does it hurt the country? Why should the roads be clear? Who benefits from just roads where cars zip in and out? I'm going to tell you who benefits from this. You should pay attention to this because this gets me really upset. This is one of those subjects because the reason they want to take, let me go back a second. Let me go back here. The reason they want no parking on the streets is so there's more lanes so that the cars go faster, and they go faster from the rich person's house who has parking to the rich person's office, right, which has parking, through Nunhead. But people in Nunhead can't park because they've removed the parking from Nunhead. Well, they actually haven't, but they could. They could. Road, yes. So that's why taking away parking from the streets, making the cars go faster in the streets helps rich people. It doesn't help local people. It helps people who lives up there going down here. Okay? Okay, well, I did say the Quora is the poor man's Reddit. What have I missed? What is he looking for? I'm looking for this. I can't tell you what it is, but it was a survey that was done that associated high car uses with low traffic deaths per capita. Okay, I got a ticket because of my clock was not with my blue badge. Sunday morning, and only one garage in the middle of nowhere. Obviously, not 3 hours, says Janet. I got a ticket because my clock was not with my blue badge. What do you mean a clock? You mean like a watch or a phone? Anyway, no, it's not rubbish about road laws. Road unalives fell to the lowest ever in London. That's because no one can make it 5 minutes outside their front door without being knifed by an immigrant. Interesting, Warmellian. But the truth is that actually death rate is supposedly lower. 93 people were killed in London. I mean, not that you wouldn't want to kill, but suicides. I mean, not suicides. Unaliving might be up, or it feels like it's a death. Warmellian. That's interesting. I did a logger text before it didn't come up when mentioning the JAB. Mark the Rosian is also not vaccinated. We were saying this in 2001. Yeah, people were saying it. You don't inject schmutz. And when I say schmutz, I mean anything that's not meant to be in your body. Anything. You don't put stuff into your system. It causes swelling. It causes COVID. It causes everything. It causes everything. Don Ailesby says, F the vax. And that goes for any jab. Well, I'm with you. Did I just say that? I just said that, and now I'm reading you say that, Don Ailesby. I do appreciate that. I'm not taking any more jabs. I'm trying not even to take any pills. They've given me pills. My blood pressure is high, but my heart rate is low. So I'm supposed to have a higher heart rate, but a lower pressure? Do the math on that. Anyway, so Kermit is here. Hello, Kermit. I went to an Aldi I'd never been before last week in Osvestry. How do you pronounce that, Osvestry? That's up in near Chester, Osvestry, is it not? On the way out, there was a sign on the door asking if I had registered my vehicle. There were screens where you validate free parking. Yeah, that sounds legitimate if there's a sign or something. 99.97 recovery rate for COVID. Exactly. Because it was bullshit. It was just a common cold, and a common cold is bull. If you get vitamin D, if you get enough sun, stress reduction, sleep, you eat properly, everything's going to be fine. And McCuff agrees with this. You guys are agreeing with me. I don't trust the NHS. I'm going to go a step further than trusting the NHS. I think the NHS is wrong most of the time. I mean, they're right about the tests. I don't trust them. Anyway, no, Lewis, 12.2 million people didn't die. That's what they're trying. Right, that's what I said. I said they saved 12. I thought I said that properly, Joodles, but thank you very much for pointing that out. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Joodles. But the truth is that 12.2 million people, their lives were saved by the vaccines. Do you believe that? Who raise your hand if you believe that? There would have been 12 million people dying from the vaccines. Look, I don't believe it. Mark Therosian, it was an illness that had a 99% recovery rate before the vaccine. Exactly. So how could you save 12 million people? 99, they're in it's a lie. It's a lie. It's a lie. Bunch of liars. Liars, liars, liars. Yeah, from C19. It was crazy. It was crazy. I know Lidl does that in some local Kent locations, but Aldi too? Well, they're sort of same companies, similar companies. They're both German companies, run similarly. They both have a lot of stuff that's great stuff. I like Lidl. I shop in Lidl a lot. Something about pigeon noses. I missed what that was about. Pigeon noses. Pigeon noses. Donna, can you explain that? Anyway, that's a wild guess. It can't be proved because you can't know who was or who was not going to die exactly. Vantanai says this. You're right. It's a load of crap. But the whole thing wasn't even a guess. It was a lie. It was a lie. Peddled by people who didn't know, who just said, okay, I've been told by Bill Gates this, so it must be true because he's rich. He's rich. There was a bloke near me, says Mr. Cuff, that was unalive in a car collision. His cause of death was put at C19. His parents went berserk. Yes, exactly. Exactly. We all know this. And they're arguing about it now. Making cars go faster. There's speed cameras everywhere, potholes and speed bumps. I'm saying that when you have a lot of cars, that people tend to be good drivers. Where you have a few cars, open roads, it's less safe. So maybe that's what they're saying. Narrow roads for walkers, but too large vehicles struggle to pass. It's a war on the motorist. Okay, yeah, they want to narrow the roads for walkers, Ron Smith says. Well, we need sidewalks, but it's like you take a look at the roads in this area, like a Lordship Lane in East Dulwich. They try to do too much in these roads, but too much is good. Too much is good. Make the roads go slower. Make it, and then they want to add a bus lane in there, a bicycle lane. Don't do it. Don't do it. Seller, hey Seller. Jenny Harries was boss of the UKHSA. Safe and effective, she said. They made her a dame. I mean, the more you find out about our leaders, I mean, maybe that's what the Russians and the Chinese and our enemies want us. They want us to lose faith in our leaders. Well, I've lost faith in the leaders, in our leaders tremendously. I've lost faith in our leaders. You are so right, Seller. Exactly. Half Armenian guy. You could tell he doesn't drive. Yet another professor. What am I saying? What I have driven. I've driven most of my life. I have driven. I drove in this country until I gave away my car or sold it, whatever. Basically gave it away. I had a coil spring shatter mid-drive because of excessive speed bumps. I had to pay £200 or some odd number like that just to get on the road again. Yeah, from the speed bumps of sleeping policemen. Well, what are you saying, Joodles? Defend car use. Defend car use to me. Someone in Australia, says Ron Smith, was shot. Someone fell out off a ladder. All C-19. Yeah, because we were being lied to. And I was one of the first people who called it bull. And when I called it bull before they shut everything down. I said, this is bull. This is bull. I got to argue. I lost hundreds of Facebook followers. Do you think people have hated me only because of what I'm doing lately? No, they've hated me. They've gone back, and I've been canceled for lots of different reasons. One of the reasons I was canceled is as I called COVID in March of 2020 BS. I said it was BS. And I got yelled at. And now I'm used to being yelled at. I don't care if you yell at me. Not you. I'm not saying this to you. To them. I'm saying to them, let them yell at me. Let them yell at me. Let them yell at me. Okay? So Mr. Cuff says, I've had the same problem. It's also 20 miles per hour in some places here in Wales, and my van hated it. Yeah. Let cars drive. Let cars drive. Sellair is saying Osvestry is in Shropshire, I think. Well, do we know for sure? Where is, how do you pronounce it? Osvestry. I'm going to have to check. Sorry. I shouldn't have to check this thing, but I'm going to have to check. Where is Osvestry? Let's see where Osvestry is. Let's see where it is. It's a town in England. Okay. There it is here. Let's go out. Oh, it's near Shrewsbury. Shrewsbury is between Wrexham and Shrewsbury. Oh, that's nice there. That's really nice. I've been there. Some of these areas, driven through there, up to Wales. I've been to Osvestry. There you go. That's where I thought it was. I said it was near Chester. Didn't I say that? There's Chester right there. There's Chester. There's Osvestry. There it is. Okay. If you don't provide the information, I'm going to have to search for it myself. So there you go. Go to slow down over sleeping policemen. They want you to slow down, but make sure your wheel spins over his legs. That's a joke, Mr. Cuff? I'm yelling. Sorry, I'm yelling. Well, I can't hear what I'm saying. I can't hear what I'm saying. Maybe I should whisper. I like the idea of whispers. Kermit, what does Kermit have to say? Okay, there you go. Okay, I had seen the sign. If I hadn't seen the sign, I would have no idea about having to validate parking. You type in your reg and you show your picture in your car. I felt a bit lucky for paying attention. Yeah, and then you feel stupid for not having seen it, and you pay, and you pay, and you pay. Gnome Hunter says, indeed, it's not easy to do that limit in second or third gear. At least for my old rust bucket, I don't feel like having an engine at 2.5 RPM just to go down the road. It gets expensive. Yeah, this is the problem with cars. I don't have a car. I don't have a car. I'd like a girl with a car. If you're a girl with a car, or even a boy, we could be friends. Lewis, I listened to your stream with Paul. It would be lovely to hear something else apart from COVID germs injections. Please talk about something more joyful next time. I think it is joyful. I find talking about COVID and being lied to joyful. I find it refreshing. I find talking about the diet that the NHS is promoting, that it's killing us. I find that joyful. I find it liberating and joyful. Don't you find it joyful? 12 million runny noses. Oh, I see. Were averted. There. I think she was talking about Donna Aylesbury, what Donna says. Yeah, it's ridiculous. 12 million. Just the lies that we're told. You know what? I find talking about the lying people, it makes me happy, because at the time I didn't talk about it, because I spoke about it for about 2 weeks, and people were like calling me up saying I'm evil. I'm evil for saying that COVID did not exist. Just like I say AIDS does not exist. I don't care if 1,000 people you were told that 1,000 of your friends are dying from AIDS. That doesn't mean it was caused by a germ. I mean, I'm sad for your friends that have died. That is really sad. But we need to speak honestly about that. I remember when AIDS came and they said you couldn't sit down on a toilet seat. You're going to die. I remember you couldn't have sex with girls anymore because you were going to die. You couldn't even look at girls anymore because you were going to die. Now I know it's true. I'm sorry. I'm yelling. Yeah, turn your TV set down, Joodles, says Mark the Rosian. Yeah. I mean, I find it joyous. Don't you find it joyous that we can say something openly now that we have been lied to? And I can feel comfortable in saying the NHS lied to us. The NHS lied to us. And you said, the NHS, you can't say that about the BBC lied to us, lied to you. If you paid them money and you believe them, they lied. There should be 1 million lawsuits out there against the NHS because they took your money and then lied to you. That's a breach of trust or whatever that is. Turn your TV. Darklands is here. They want to narrow the roads to accommodate cyclists. Right. So it becomes narrower. The cars bump into each other. I mean, this is not a great cycling country, really. It's too rainy. I mean, I have a cycle. I've cycled, or I used to cycle until that thing happened, and I stopped cycling. Anyway, where does the road tax go? Yeah. The car is a sign of individual freedom. Team World hates individual freedom. Can I just say something about Vatanai? I agree with most of the things that you say. You're right. It's about individual freedom, that you could just get up and go. They want us as slaves. They want us trapped in their 15 minutes city. I'm sorry. Is this bad that I'm screaming like this? But that's what I'm going to read it again, because Vatanai is right. You are so right. The car is a sign of individual freedom. Team World hates individual freedom. Yes, they do. All these parasites, the ones who were leading the COVID or NHS, and they're dancing and we're all applauding, and just the lies. Hospitals are important, but 95% of what they do in hospitals are not important. are not important. And if we ate properly, if you eat properly, you won't need hospitals. I mean, I should be nicer to these people. They'll find out. I'll be on a list. They'll say we're not treating you because you said bad things about the NHS. Bad things about the NHS. And then do you remember they showed that video of the Italian hospitals, and it was blocked off, and they had all of the extra coffins there, and all the people who were dying in Italian. It was all a lie. It was like a total, absolute lie. I got a call from an Italian friend of mine, and he said, "Didn't you see that video, Lewis? Didn't you see that video?" I hadn't seen the video. Then I watched the video, and for a second I'm thinking, maybe I'm wrong to question COVID. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. I wasn't wrong. I don't drive now. No, I don't drive now. I mean, I go in a bus. I go on a train. If you want to give me a lift somewhere, I'll go in there. You know, but the truth is they don't want people to have cars. Am I against cars? Generally speaking, I am. What do you think about a potential Ireland versus Northern Ireland match to determine who goes to the World Cup, Joodles? Oh, you're asking Joodles. Luckily, my car can have something break and it will still be okay to drive for ages. Yes, Oswestry. McCuff says it's Oswestry. Okay, we're learning that. Yep, to the Wales border, says Ron Smith. Really one of the whitest places left in the UK. All right, let's all move there, whatever that means. This country used to be a white country. Kermit, it's golf, isn't it? German steel, fears nothing. It's a Golf. Oh, Kermit has a Golf. Those were great cars, Golfs, back in the day. Maybe sub-zero temperatures, but we don't talk about that. Golfs used to be great cars. Kleiner GTI, Mitzim. That was a song. Do you remember that song? The ad. I don't know if they had it here. But the song was called Kleiner G. Let me check this out. I'm going to check this out. I think it was Kleine GTI song. Yeah, do you remember this? Kleine GTI, du siehst prima aus. Ich liebe dich zu fahren.
In Germany, people who love high-performance driving drive a Volkswagen GTI more than anything else. Introducing the 1984 GTI. It's not a car, it's a Volkswagen.
Yeah, that's when Volkswagen meant something. Did you hear that? Was there an echo there? Tell me, how was that sound? Did I need to turn the speakers on in order for you to hear it? But that was that song. Do you remember that? Kleiner GTI. Da, 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 da. Oh, we're talking about car problems. This is why I hate having a car. I hate it. I hate having a car because it breaks and you feel like an idiot. That's why I like if I'm on a train and the train dies, I can sit there and I can say it's not my fault. I once drove over a brick on the motorway at 80 miles an hour. I went to the garage and they couldn't find a mark. There you go. Because you're the kind of person I would keep on driving if there was no damage. Why would I go there if I would just sit there and pray everything was going to be okay? It's all sugar and lies, MC Scott. What would you say is all sugar and lies? The NHS. It's all sugar and lies. It's all sugar and lies. Who knows that song, Kleine GTI? Was that ever here? You said that on the radio today, Lewis. COVID, existence, and germs. Yes, I said it on the radio. And somebody mentioned it here, and that's why I was thinking about it. I don't believe. What did I say? I believe that COVID was just like the flu, and the flu is is just irritation, causes inflammation, which causes sickness. It isn't caused by anything. No one sneezed at anybody in your court. I mean, that's what I believe. That's what I believe. 90% of UK people, according to Cellaire, who took the apple, don't want to hear they were duped and lied to, and used as guinea pigs. 90%. No one wants to be told that. What's that old saying? It's easier to fool a man than to tell a man he's been fooled. Who said that? Can we look up that? Has anybody heard about that? Hold on a second. Hold on. Let's go here.
Kleine GTI, du siehst prima aus. Ich liebe sie zu fahren. Und die Leistung.
In Germany, people who love high-performance driving drive a Volkswagen GTI more than anything else. Introducing the 1984
Rettungsstart, wieder braust, wieder saust, GTI.
Sorry about that. It is easier to lie to a man, to fool a man than to tell him he has been fooled. Let's see if there's that quote. Quote Mark Twain. Do you guys know about this? You know about this. It is easier to fool a man than to tell a man he's been fooled, is a quote from Mark Twain, the great American Mark Twain, that highlighted the human tendency to resist admitting being deceived, often due to ego. What a great quote. What a great quote. Are you guys familiar with that? It is easier to lie to a man. It is easier. Cellaire, you're totally right about that, Kermit. British Brick. Krupp Steel. Okay, let's get back on here. I used to have a Citroën, and I felt the clutch slip in the morning, and it was undrivable by lunchtime. The Golf just goes on and on. Great song. I wonder what the lyrics was. I didn't watch that much. But I heard. We got Luxembourg tonight. Didn't watch much. Are you talking about the football match there? The football. We're talking about cars. And we should talk about cars if you're interested in talking about cars. I'm not that interested. There was so much fear-mongering, Warmelian says, around C-19. It was not even so much. It was entirely about fear-mongering. There was no illness except the normal illnesses that came from wintertime, from low vitamin D levels, from a people that have been, their diet has been destroyed by high carbs and toxic seed oils because not enough sun, people not getting enough sleep because of the worry that the NHS gave to people. Just the worry. Some parts of the UK are reliant on cars, bus service, rail, and the UK. Yes. Yeah, they need cars. But because in London you don't need a car, they don't want the entire country not to have cars. F you. They need to be maintained, but German cars are the best, says Mark Therosian. Well, they used to be the best until they lied. I love it. I want one. That song. Carrie B is here. If I tell you what my next car will be, you will probably have a go at me. I don't know. What kind of car would I have a go at you at? Anyone see a Leo Kurtz video taking the piss out of the Greens? No, but I'd like to see it because he's so spot on. I like Leo Kurtz. I apologize. I think I'm coming on his show on Wednesday. On Wednesday. And did you see the video that Shanks put a video up of me doing Leo's show? I'm talking about, you don't have to watch it. It's about Jews in Israel. It's one of the subjects I'm interested in. But I'm interested in a lot of subjects. It's a 2007 GT diesel with 180,000 kilometers on the clock. Still going strong. Was probably at the probably an Accrington brick. It's not far away. Was probably fine. What is an Accrington brick? Is that like a weak brick or something? Better to have something heave on fuel but reliable than something good on fuel but never out of the garage. Well, gas prices here, I think they've gone down a bit. Haven't they gone down? Protect the 1.4 million workers in the NHS, they said, Seller said. Booted out the sick elderly from the hospitals to care homes and then blamed the carers. Really, they're supposed to... NHS. You look at the NHS, the average NHS person is FAT. They're fat. They're fat. And they probably have free pills or free shots or whatever they have. What kind of car are you buying, Carrie B? Let's find out. And then they bumped him off with Medlozepam. It's called Medlozepam, I think it's called. Let's find out what it's called. Is it called Medlozepam? I think it's called Medlozepam. Medlozepam. Okay, sorry, not Medlozepam. It's a benzogen medication for sedation, anxiety relief. Yes, calm down. Everything's going to be okay while we kill you. How many people were killed by the NHS? Anybody put on a mask? Anybody put on a whatchamacallit? I'm too much. I'm too much. Remember, this is a comedy program, people. I want to apologize because it's a comedy. It's a comedy program. Or not, it's not a comedy program. Obviously, it's not a comedy. But I'm trying to keep it light and airy. You were light and airy, and you knew just what to do. What song is that? What song is that? You were light and breezy, and you knew just what to do. Oh my God, Carole King. It's too late, baby, now it's too late. Though we really did try to make it, something inside has died, and now I can't take it. I'm trying to keep it light and easy. No, you were light and breezy, and you knew just what to do. Now one of us has changed, or maybe we just stopped trying. It's Carole King. It's a Carole King song. It's a Carole King song. Maybe I shouldn't say bad things about the NHS. I'm not. I don't think that they don't mean well. They mean well, but they bought into the Kool-Aid or whatever it is. They bought into it. It's when they said save the NHS, okay, or whatever they said. That was wrong of them. That was wrong. They should not have said that. They didn't know what to do. If they had listened to Lewis Schaffer, I didn't know what to do then. I didn't totally. I just thought, I don't know what I thought. I'm trying to remember what I thought. I just thought you don't panic over a situation like this. This 6 feet thing. I never wear a mask. I didn't wear a mask. I was bad. Don't punish me. Don't punish me. Alfie Cap is here. What about the cabriolet? Oh, the Cabrio ad from 1999. I'm not familiar with that one. 1984. 1984. I was 27 years old. It was so long ago. I don't want to die. I don't want to die. I don't want to die. I had 3 Jags from the 90s. Yeah, you must have been doing all right. Yeah, made some good cars. Made some good cars. Will they ever be back in business? Will Jaguar ever sell another car? Have they sold cars? I don't even know if they've sold cars. Still haven't checked out the Ford Mondeo V6 from 1999. I want to see what the lyrics are to that song. I'm sorry. I'm going to just check the lyrics to this song, Kleine GTI. I'm checking it right now. I know you can't see it, but I want to see what the lyrics are. Kleine GTI song lyrics in English. It's a takeoff on something. Let's hope. I don't know if it is. Okay, well, here are the words. Let's see if we can find what the translation is. Kleine GTI, du schießt prima so schon. It's in German. Buy a GTI. Buy a GTI. Let's see what it is. Let's see if we can translate. Translate. Translate, enter text from German into English. You look great. You looks fine. You look so fine. I love to drive you. I love to drive you. Let the performance shine. Let the performance shine. Listen when I start it. Listen when I start it. Stick the key in the ignition. Stick the key in the ignition. It's ready to go. It's ready to go. How it zips. How it zooms. GTI. How it zooms. GTI. I'll save up some money. Save up some money to buy a GTI. It drives me so easily because it drives so easy. Past the other cars, overtakes gas guzzlers, passes all the gas guzzlers, makes me smile, These are the great lyrics to this. Everyone just thinks to themselves. Everyone thinks to themselves. Little car, you're grand. Little car, you're grand. It's always ready to go. How it zips, how it zooms. Kleine GTI. What do you think about that? That's a great song. Sorry, it's my favorite song. You go find your own favorite song. The Jags were recently shut down for a fortnight after a horrific cyber attack. Yeah, who is that from? Where is it from? Carrie B says her son wants the car from Withnail and Son. It's the Jaguar Mark II, a brilliant, funny film. Yeah, one of the best films ever in Britain. A best film ever. Lud is here. Hello, Lud. Can we thank Lud for being one of Lewis Schaffer's this stream, one of your biggest supporters, one of my biggest supporters. So I want to thank you personally. Hold on, someone's trying to get in. There you go. Who's here? It's now 6:41. And you're here. Maybe my son number 2 will join us. Maybe you'll join us. Hello. 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 Comes in. I mean, we're running a half an hour late because of the whatchamacallit. Hey, can you do me a favor, everybody, if you can hear me? Can you like the stream? That's so important that you like it. Everybody, please. You got to like it every single time. Is that you? Who is that? Carnegie. Can you also subscribe? If there's anybody new, maybe I don't see any new names here, but can you subscribe? He's not in a good mood. Okay. There we go. There we go. Fluffy towels aren't cheap. What is that? That's all about. That's from Joodles to who? To Lud. Lovely feel when they're driving, Ron Smith. Thank God. That's what Ron Smith says. Thank God you didn't sing for the advert. I've got a bad voice. It's not that great, but it's a great song. I don't know what the song comes from, or whether it's a brand new song made to look like something from the 1950s American thing. Joodles is the number one, has the number one crown on today's thing. My last set of betting was almost 200 pounds. Tell me about it. So one thing we could say about Joodles, she's got beautiful bedding. And men love that. They love to go to a woman's house and she's got nice bedding. And women like to go to men's house who have nice bedding. Though women are more likely to have nicer bedding than men. Christmas number one right there. Inspector Morse had a Jag MK2. I did not know that, but that's Joodles. Always the best Egyptian cotton for bed linen. You cannot beat it. I mean, my actual bottom sheet is Egyptian bed linen, Carrie B. So there you go. If you come on over here, agreed. Do you know Operation? I don't know that. Do I have to see that movie? I agree, says Andrew. Andrew Rubin's here. I love Egyptian cotton. I was more impressed when they managed to spell Morse in Morse code within the theme of Morse. Okay, I did not know that. That's a very popular show. How many episodes of that show was done in all total? Anyway, 100% Carrie B. I remember Gloria Hunniford saying, always invest in great shoes and great bed. Because if you're not in one, you're in the other. That's actually a very good point. But I find I sometimes buy really good shoes and they hurt my feet. And then, I used to, and then more often than not, where I buy my shoes now, which is in charity shops or find them by the side of the road, or get gifted them because I'm size 11 UK, or maybe 10 and a half UK. But good shoes are good shoes, so I don't spend that much money on shoes as much as I used to. 100% Carrie B. So that's what Joodles says. Joodles loves her bedding and loves her shoes. She's got lovely feet. Do you have lovely feet? I mean, that sounded very personal. I apologize for that. I'm a bedding woman. What do you mean you're a bedding woman, Mark Therosi? You're into bedding women. Where did you buy it, Joodles? Fortnum and Mason? Lud asks. You always bring the Asda stuff out for me. Yes, when a woman shows me her bed, Wormelian, it's the bedding I'm there for, and that's like a joke. Wormelian is making a joke. I like a nice clean. Reminds me, I'll do my sheets one of these months. When you understand Gladio, everything makes sense. Okay, so what is it called? What is it called? Let's look over here for Gladio. Let's look here for Gladio. Okay, Gladio. Operation Gladio. Armed resistance. What exactly is it? Organized by Western Union? I never even heard of this thing. But I appreciate you harping on this thing. So these are the countries that are in it here. Really good that we let Turkey come in when they're going to be our number one enemy in the war. Established the Six Powers Committee. This is like early NATO. Early NATO. Was this a TV program, Gladio? The Ringmasters, 1992. Okay. What does it mean, Operation Gladio? What do you mean by that? What should we notice that? Carrie B's sons are size 14. That's huge. That's huge. There are 33 episodes. Can you Google that, Dark Lens, please? Let's Google it. Let's Google it right now. Let's Google it. I'm a size 13. Now we're going to talk about foot sizes. This is the most random time anyone could ever spend in their entire. Look at my hair. It's really gone downhill. I used to be so good looking. But so Kermit is a big, big man. They're bad enough to get the ones you want. In the UK, yeah, they're very hard to get that. Yeah, but you're not, how tall are you? You're 6'1" or something? Operation Gladio, says Ron Smith. What about it? The actual, it's a thing that was done. Why is it so important? In the 90s, BBC, they don't show the full story. He's not joining us. He's in a grumpy mood. He's in a grumpy mood. It's that because sometimes I'm in a grumpy mood to him. He comes up, he wants to play with me, and I'm not in the mood to play. I'm lying in bed. He wants to wake me up. Yeah, these are World War II stay-behind units. What is a World War II stay-behind unit? I sent the Google quote of episodes for Morse. Okay, where did you send these things? Kermit is 6'2", so you get the girls. Rumble is probably better to find out about Gladio. Why do you mention it, though? What is the point? What is the point about Gladio? What is the point? Gloria lived on the next street to me when I was wee. My big sis and Karen Keating, God rest her, were great chums. Gloria Hunniford. Gloria Hunniford. There we go. I feel small at 6 feet. Well, you got to be tall nowadays. That's the problem. The girls they like the tall. That's how it started. Defense against communism. Okay, yeah. And communism is one. So maybe, yeah, because we believe the Russians were communists. But the truth is the communists were in our own country. Or in the other country. You're 5'10". You're a tall girl. Your girlfriend is 6 feet, according to MC Scott. Very interesting. Everybody's tall. What about the short people? I was reading about yesterday about what's the guy? Danny DeVito. He's 5'1". He was only 5'1", and he got a girlfriend. He got a girl. It wasn't that pretty, but it was a girl, and he had kids, and that's what matters. But now you be 5'1", forget it. You'll never find love. I can't imagine it. I'm 5'10". I'm 5'9" and 3/4, 5'10". I've been told I'm 5'10". Same as Lewis. Yes, I'm 5'10". I'm 5'10". I mean, is that tall? Is that tall enough for you, Joodles? 5'10". Carrie B is a 5 out of 10. Wow, all the tall men. I'm 5'1". Yeah. Would you go out with a man who's 5'1"? You probably wouldn't. I heard DeVito was 4'11", maybe 5 feet. He says 5'1". Yeah. But I don't know, I mean, it's really bad. Bad to be short. Women go, how tall are you? How tall are you? But you can't say to a woman, are you fat? But you can say to a man, are you short? Lewis. Did you ever drive a Chevy to the levee and the levee was dry and good old boys were drinking whiskey and rye, singing this'll be the day that I die. This'll be the day that I die. And who wrote the book of love? And do you have faith in God above? I'm going to start to cry. Most girls say as long as the guy is taller. Yeah, but the problem is you go up to a girl who's 5'1", they want to go out with a guy who's 6 feet. And if there's two guys, do you ever see that TV show where the girls are interviewing the guys and they if the guy is short, they go, no, no, no. Horrible. Horrible. In the land of the giants, the unjabbed midget is king. Could be that. Could be that if he's got the balls not to be jabbed. Danny DeVito's day today, same as my son's son's day. Peter Cook and Jonathan Ross as well today. My son is 34 today. Is it his birth? You mean birthday? You mean is it Danny DeVito's birthday? I'm going to save that screen, Operation Gladio, and I'm going to find out if it's Danny DeVito's birthday. Danny. Yes, it is. Of course it is. That's where I saw it today. That's where I saw it was his birthday. Today, that's right, Lewis. Is this the park look? Okay, Billy Idolize. What is the park look? What do you mean? Yeah, I got this from the park. But I'll show you what else I got. I'm not wearing it because it's boiling in here. Because it's boiling. Here we go. Look what I found. Look what I found in the park. A beautiful, beautiful jumper. Can you see this? Can you see? It's a beautiful jumper. And there's that's the CCC Crew Clothing Company. Let's see how much that costs. Maybe it's worth something. It was complete. It looked horrible when I bought it. Crew Clothing Company. Sweat shirt. Used. £4.30. No. £4.30. No. Let's see if it's new. No. It's the official site. Women, men, sweatshirts and hoodies. Let's see how much it is. £29. Okay, so it's not the most expensive thing. But you can buy it used for £3. You can buy it used. £33. It's on sale. Okay, let's get back on track. Okay, it's a sweatshirt, not a jumper. I said it was a sweatshirt. It's a sweatshirt. What is the difference between a sweatshirt? In Glaudio, the BBC omits the mafia and the Vatican connection. Yeah, because the BBC lie. You're all surprised at that. A bunch of lying CNT Tuesdays. People around your area must be the most forgetful in the UK, Lewis, says MC Scott. No, I'm just looking on the ground for stuff. And I pick up wet, dirty clothes from the park curb. I pick stuff up and I say, is this something good? Is there a knife mark in the back of the sweatshirt, Lewis? There might be. I got tons of stuff. We all can get stuff. So that's it. So this has been our show. Let's say goodbye to everybody. This show has been good. This show has been one of our better shows. Has it been a good show? I don't know whether it's been a good show. But you know what? It could be a bad show. I don't care. It could be a good show. I don't even know what makes a good show or a bad show. I don't hear you laughing. I don't hear you smiling. I don't hear you. I just see we've had people watching the show. That's what matters. You've stayed. You've spoken to each other. You've said some interesting things. I've learned some interesting things, so it's really good. But before we go, you know what you can do? You could be, a lot of people have contributed you could donate. That's what Kermit is doing. To Patreon, you could do that, or you could go to, you could buy the stream, the equivalent of a cup of coffee or 2 cups of coffee at Ko-fi.com/Lewis Schaffer. PayPal also is important. Most important is to go onto Twitter. Twitter, can you see the Twitter thing here? Wait, let me just see what this thing is. Go on Twitter. How about that? Or like the stream. Everybody should like it. How many people? Let me see how many people have 22 people. We have 35 people watching it. And only 22 people have liked it. Even if you don't like it. Why am I begging? I'm the worst salesperson in the world. Yes, we'll do the night because this went well. We'll do the night. Right. Do you take steroids? I do not take any steroids. Come to Southampton. The streets are paved with treasure, says girl from Mars. Okay, good to see you. Good to see you anyway. I'm the man of contradiction. I'm a classy guy who wears clothes that I find in the street. That is true. My hair looks electrocuted. It does not look great today. It doesn't look great. I'm going to take a nap. I'll see you at 10:30 tonight. So everybody also press the, if you might just be listening, press the subscribe. Press the subscribe button. Thank you, Andrew. Thank you, Alex. Thank you, MC Scott, Mr. Cuff. It's always great to have you come in here. Mark Therosian, same. Ron Smith, Joodles with her fancy sheets. Andrew Rubin, Ron Smith, Darklands. Press the like button. You haven't pressed it. Make sure you've pressed it. I'm checking to see whether you pressed the like. It doesn't cost anything. Kermit, it doesn't cost anything to press the like button. Joe, thank you, Joe. Thank you, Cellaire. Thank you, that's pretty much everybody. Vantanai, Ron Smith. Press the button. Press the button. Press the button. It's all you got to do. It's so, they judge this thing based on this. Maybe one day we'll be monetized again. Maybe one day we'll be together. Do you remember that song? What is that? The Fifth Dimension? Whatever it is. The Supremes? The Supremes. Supremes. Thank you for the car talk. We'll talk more about cars. I'm sorry if I didn't talk about cars tonight. We had a nice chat about stuff. Nice chat. Lud, always good to see him. He's a supporter of the show. He's always got something great to say. Lud. It's brilliant. I'm happy with you people today. Yesterday, I was not happy with myself. But today, I'm happy with you. And that makes me, Carrie B, that makes me happy with myself. Okay? Have I thanked everybody? What I'm going to do here is I'm going to press this thing, and you're not going to hear my voice, I think. And then in 2 minutes, I'm going to press the end stream. Okay? The end stream. I'll show you what that looks like. Okay. Can you? No, maybe you can't see that. Whatever. So I'll press the end stream. Lots of bed sits with everything thrown out. Yeah. Lots of students who buy stuff and then they don't know what to do with it. Okay. So we'll see you at 10:30. Wave goodbye. Wave goodbye, everybody. Wave goodbye. I'm happy. This has been one of our best shows ever. But we'll see you at 10:30 tonight. Okay? Monday night at 10:30. Thank you, Lud. Thank you, everybody.